Bridge you take to Hilton Head, Beaufort, Bluffton, Charleston, there we go, Myrtle Beach, Points North, New York City. Yeah. Yeah, what do you mean? You grew up near New York City. Favorite city in the world? Oh, okay. You don't like the city? I love the Big Apple. I wouldn't want to live there, but I love visiting. Yeah, there are a lot of people there. I can't argue with that. If you've been here about 4 months ago, you could have watched me and 5,000 of my closest friends running over that bridge and back in the Greater Savannah Bridge Run. We have any runners on board? Former runners? Aspiring runners? Perspiring runners? No? I guess I'll have to carry the torch for everyone then. I've been running for about 21, 22 years. Pretty religiously. Nice way to start the day. Not everyone's cup of tea though. My wife keeps on reminding me of that. She tried to run a few races, but decided to walk instead. A little biking. The bridge over there, it's the smaller bridge, was hit by ships on 3 different occasions back in the 1980s. Well, it's not a good thing because here in Savannah, shipping is the #1 industry. They built a new bridge. It's a 5-year project that finished up back in 1991. It cost us $70 million. Nowadays, I'm sure it would cost considerably more than that. They built a comparable bridge in Charleston back in 2005. The price tag on that sucker was $570 million. See, the cost of building a bridge has gone up considerably in the past 20 or so years. You know who was heading up the bridge project? A woman from Boston. Come on, ladies. I thought, man, you'd be going nuts. All right. Very impressive. The bridge is named for Eugene Talbot, who served as Georgia governor back in the 1930s. Over here to the right, we have the Savannah Civic Center that opened in 1971, and it cost us $10 million. That's our cultural and social mecca, so we hold our mud wrestling and tractor pull. Yeah, boy, don't get any more cultural than that. Also home to the Johnny Mercer Theater, named for Savannah's favorite son, Johnny Mercer, who performed here on opening night. He wrote and sang over 1,500 songs, including probably his most famous one, Moon River. Recognizes the Moon River that flows some 10 to 12 miles south of the city, around which he made his home. Passed away in 1976 at the age of 67. He and his wife are buried in nearby Bonaventure Cemetery, and the inscription on his wife's tombstone reads, "You must have been a beautiful baby." That is the name of one of his more well-known songs. Certainly a very nice sentiment. Back in 2009, to celebrate the centennial of his birth, we erected a statue of him at nearby Ellis Square. It shows him reading the newspaper based on an iconic photo. We have a lot of beautiful churches here in Savannah, including over here to the right, Independent Presbyterian Church. Woodrow Wilson married his second wife here back in 1885. Supposedly, after he proposed to her, she fell out of bed. That was all about. I never did say whether he was in bed with her or not. If you look toward the top of the church steeple, it's 227 feet tall. It's the highest point in the city. That's our version of a skyscraper. So the top of that steeple is the feather flew down during the opening scene of Forrest Gump. Remember that scene?
Yes.
Yes, no? All right, with a little help from Hollywood. Landed at the feet of Mr. Gump, who was seated on a park bench telling his life story in front of Chippewa Square sign up ahead. Of course, he had his box of chocolates with him. Wouldn't go anywhere without those. I was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to eat. That's all I've got to say about it.
What Mama says.
Mama say it. Up ahead is the First Baptist Church. This is the oldest Baptist church in Savannah, dating back to 1833. Their past parishioners was a gentleman by the name of William Tecumseh Sherman, who came here while occupying the city. Sure, he was one of the more popular members of the congregation. Everyone lining up to sit next to him. Let's hear it for Sherman. Actually, he was kind of a misunderstood individual. I read a biography of him. said he was very committed to the Union cause, but he tried to treat the Southern people with a lot of kindness and dignity. He said he was extremely benevolent towards the locals here while he occupied the city. But you mention the name Sherman to the average Southerner, and their response cannot be repeated in front of polite company in most cases. On the right over here, we have the dolphin downspouts on the rain gutters down there at the bottom. That's the dolphin fish, not the dolphin mammal. It's not flipper, that's mahi-mahi.
Mahi-mahi, we saw that in Hawaii.
And we're coming up to trolley stop number 2. This is your stop for the Savannah Theater. It's the oldest operating theater in the country, dating back to 1818, designed by William Jay, well-known architect from Bath, England. Just never know who you're going to see around here. This is stop number 2. Yeah, yes it is. Hey, Forrest, how you doing?
Oh, wow. He's got a box of chocolate. Hey, don't forget us.
Hey, we want chocolate.
Forrest.
Forrest.
Don't forget us back here. Yeah, Mama says. Don't forget us. Thank you very much, Mr. Combs.
You're welcome. You want some? You're welcome.
I found out that some people want to know what they're going to get, so I just got plain old Hershey Kisses.
Videotaping and some taking pictures.
That's what we should have got.
Oh, he's getting there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is just his stuff, I guess. He said, I'm already late. I hope I'm not too late. I had to run from Alabama.
Oh, she's doing just fine. She's been out there about 3 months, though. She was staying with some woman named Betty Ford or somebody. Craig.
It's all, yeah, run for us, run.
Just saw the 10 dance, so did you? Okay. Well, nice talking to you.
Oh, that was so cute.
How do I top that? Yeah, that was good. This is Tom Hanks trying to make a little extra money. Next is John Sandifer, an actor from Atlanta. John does a great job for us. He and I had talked about doing the bridge run together. He's going to do Dressed As for us. Hey, if you can run here from Alabama or out to California, running over the bridge and back ought to be a run in the park.
That's right.
He's running. A number of well-known performers take the stage at the Savannah Theater over the years, including W.C. Fields, the Three Stooges, and Edwin Booth. Excuse me, the brother of John Wilkes Booth. Both members of a famous acting family, kind of like the Barrymores of their time. Too bad John Wilkes didn't stick to acting. President Lincoln would have been better off if he had. Would have had more time to hunt for vampires. On the right is the Barrow House, built in 1848, featured a fence of poets and presidents. That's the famous poets and presidents depicted in the medallions. Putting second from the left there, one Abraham Lincoln, who was not necessarily the most popular man in Savannah. Yeah, I wonder why not. Might have had a little something to do with the Civil War. The not-so-Civil War. That's the yield sign that he just went through. Yeah.
Silver War.
He just came sailing out of there like he owned the place. On the left is Chippewa Square again, named after the Battle of the War of 1812. Middle of the square is the monument to James Oglethorpe, the founder of the colony. That was done by Daniel Chester French in 1910. He's also known for doing the seated Lincoln at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. On the right is the Sixpence Pub, an old English pub with a telly box out front. Anyone here see the movie Something to Talk About? Julia Roberts and Dennis Quaid. You might remember the scene where Julia Roberts went into this bar and confronted her husband, who was seated at a table with another woman.
Uh-oh.
You know, that's not going to have a happy ending. That other woman was not his mother, cousin, sister, or piano teacher. Little infidelity going on. She wasn't too happy about that. She subsequently added a little oleander to his favorite dish. And he learned the hard way that hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Isn't that right, ladies?
Yes.
All right. Poor guys are trying to make some new friends. The Wrath of the Female. Over here to the right is the Christmas shop. This used to be a showroom for the Ford Motor Company. Henry Ford enjoyed coming to Savannah. Picked out this location for a showroom.
Well, beautiful.
It's kind of tight to get a car in there now.
Casual.
That'll bring us to trolley stop number, what do we got here? Number 3.
Number
Stop at the
3.
Green Meldrum House. The Sorrel Wheat House over here on the right. Stop number 3. Sorrel Wheat House and the Green Meldrum House. Bye. Take care. So long. Up ahead is Madison Square, named for James Madison, the 4th President of the United States, who visited our city. In the middle of the square is the monument to Sergeant William Jasper from Moultrie, South Carolina. He was a Revolutionary War hero who died during the Siege of Savannah, a bloody battle fought not too far from here. On October 9th.
Church bell must be noon, no?
And over here to the right, we do have the Sorrel Wheat House, built in 1841 by Charles Cluskey. It was the first house built on Madison Square. It's over 16,000 square feet. Nice little starter home. So it was featured in the show The Ghost Hunters a few years back. They concluded one of the most haunted houses they had ever investigated. And it is featured on our nightly ghost tour. On your right is the Green Meldrum House, circa 1853, built by Charles Green, a wealthy cotton merchant from England. It cost $93,000 to build. It was a chunk of change back then. In the Civil War, served as headquarters of General Sherman. Was from this house on Christmas Eve in 1864 that General Sherman sent his famous telegram to President Lincoln, offering him the city of Savannah as a Christmas present. Fortunately, the President was in a holiday mood and accepted, and Savannah was not burnt to the ground as Atlanta had been. Yes, we are grateful and thank Mr. Lincoln. Not a bad Christmas present. Eats spare socks, or a tie, great for fruitcake. Well, maybe not a fruitcake. Coming up to Jones Street, named one of the 10 prettiest streets in America. It's also regarded as one of the most haunted streets in the country. Pretty spooky here at nighttime with the trees casting shadows. It's named after a former Savannah mayor who was killed during the Siege of Savannah. Another casualty of that battle lies beneath the monument up ahead. That's Casimir Pulaski, Polish nobleman and soldier who fought on our side during the Revolutionary War. He was the highest-ranking foreign officer to be killed in battle during the Revolutionary War. He's buried in Monterey Square, which is named for a Mexican War battle. We have any fans of Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil on board?
Yes.
All right, well, the Mercer Williams house up ahead on the right is prominently featured in the book and the movie. Built back in 1860 for Hugh Mercer, a Confederate general, and also the great-grandfather of songwriter Johnny Mercer. In 1981, Jim Williams, a wealthy antiques dealer, allegedly shot and killed his young lover, Danny Hansford, here. That became the subject for Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Jim Williams' sister still lives there.
Comforting.
The movie was filmed here back in 1996, directed by Clint Eastwood, featuring Kevin Spacey and John Cusack. Then up ahead on the left is Temple Mikvah Israel, the only Gothic-style synagogue in the United States. We have the third oldest Jewish congregation in the country. Over here to the right is the Armstrong House, built in 1917 by a wealthy shipping merchant. He built it as a single-family home. Not too bad for one family. I didn't grow up in a house like that. No, that's right. Bricks are covered with marble dust, and the fence is a replica of the one found around Buckingham Palace. During the 1930s, it served as home for Armstrong Junior College. Nowadays, it houses law offices, including those of Sonny Seiler, defended Jim Williams, and also played a judge in the movie Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And it was from this house the imaginary dog was walking, if you remember that scene from the movie. Then up ahead in Forsyth Park, we got the beautiful Forsyth Park fountain. We got that back in 1858. Modeled after the famous fountain in Paris, France, at the Place de la Concorde.
Downtown Charleston fountain.
Serves as a backdrop for many a wedding. Last month, that's where they held the greening of the fountain ceremony leading up to St. Patrick's Day. We're in the city's Victorian district. Many of these homes were built in the late 1800s, including the house here at the corner. That's the Georgia Historical Society, featuring 50,000 artifacts of Georgia history. On the left is Forsyth Park, one of the prettier parks in Savannah. In my opinion, the entire country. It's really beautiful this time of the year with everything blooming, including the azaleas, featuring a variety of colors. It's a 20-plus acre park named for John Forsyth. No, not the actor from Dynasty, but the Secretary of State under President Andrew Jackson. Also served as an ambassador to Spain and a Georgia governor. Of course, the nice weather does bring a lot of people out.
Look at the people sitting out on
In the middle of the park is the Confederate War Memorial. The statue faces north in the direction of the enemy. That was a tradition back then. It was commissioned by the wives and daughters of Confederate soldiers killed during the Civil War and unveiled in 1875. They ordered it from Canada, but when it was sent down here, they stipulated that it was not to touch northern soil. 10 years after the war ended, there were still some people ticked off at those Yankees. That matter, they're still ticked off at them. Or in some circles, damn Yankees. Some circles think that's one word. So Yankee, someone who just visits, a damn Yankee is someone who stays. Based on that, I'm a damn Yankee. Every Saturday they hold the farmers market here in the park, every Saturday morning. This is the southern end of Forsyth Park, popular recreation area featuring basketball courts and tennis courts. I could many a backhanded serve into those nets. A lot of people out here playing this morning. I don't see anyone at the moment. Up ahead on the right is the birthplace of the mighty 8th Air Force. They played a key role during World War II, featuring the B-17 and B-24 bombers. You visit the mighty 8th Air Force Museum, located about 10 to 12 miles north of here off I-95 in Pooler. That's where I live. And up ahead on the left is a memorial honoring the soldiers from Georgia who fought during the Spanish-American War. The statue depicts William Grayson, who served in that war, was also active in local civic affairs. There's a stadium named after him a couple miles south of here on Victory Drive. Cozy little ballpark is home to the Savannah Sandgnats, a single-A affiliate to the New York Mets. I think they had their home opener a couple of nights ago. I saw some fireworks going off after the game.
I always call that Spanish moss, but they say it isn't. It's some kind of fungus and it's killing all the trees. And if you notice all the trees that's on there dying, even these big ones like this. Somebody said it's against the law to kill it off.
Really? Not really
Popular health food store over here. Brighter Day. Up ahead of the right is Telfair Arms Apartments. This used to be Telfair Hospital. Mary Telfair started this as a hospital for women only, to be operated only by women in 1884. The only way a man could get in here is if he was born here. And he could only stay for 3 days before he got the heave-ho. The hospital remained in operation until 1988. So what was Mary's problem as far as men were concerned? She was
in my yard that
lover.
don't know bigger than I don't know what kind it's called.
Thanks a lot, sis. Mary swore off then after that never married or had any children.
Makes it.
And in her will, she stipulated that no man was welcome at Telfair Hospital. If she shows up. That's right, yeah. All to prove a point, right? She was mad at men, and she was going to show her displeasure.
That's a good idea. The hospital.
That's something you see in San Francisco in the Haight-Ashbury neighborhood. Where's that?
Just that house over there.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't think of that. That's pretty. You wouldn't think of that.
Different color. As you can see, Forsyth Park is a popular gathering spot for a number of athletic events and activities. I think SCAD's putting on some sort of festival today. Also have all sorts of fundraisers held here, art shows, dog shows, farmers market, as I was pointing out before. Also free concerts. Charlie Daniels performed here last summer before a packed house. Over on the right is the mansion on Forsyth Park, which is a 5-star rated culinary school and a spa. Motel 6 and 8. On the left of that building near the corner, which dates back to the 1880s, designed by Albert Eichberg. Served as a funeral home for many years before being converted into a cafe. Our newest cafe is over here on the left, which also features a visitor center. The building dates back to the early 1900s and was used as a training port during World War I. Sat vacant for many years before being restored. And then finally stop number 4. This will be your stop for the mansion at Forsyth Park. Stop number 4.
Oh.
Those are getting off. Enjoy it happy. Please watch your step. It's long.
You have to lose your Forrest Gump turkey.
I was trying to get that down in there.
I know.
You want that set?
Nah, fine. Thank you.
Welcome aboard. This is just joining us. My name is General Jersey. I'll be your tour guide. Glad you could join us. This home over here to the left has been restored by the Savannah College of Art and Design. It serves as administrative offices for the college. Up ahead is Abercorn Street, one of the longer streets in Savannah, stretching all the way from downtown to I-95. Distance is of 12 to 13 miles. Named after Lord Abercorn, an English lord back in the 1700s. Was instrumental in General James Oglethorpe establishing the Georgia colony here in 1733. Been here about 3 weeks ago. Would have been a sea of green. This is where the St. Patrick's Day Parade begins and ends. One of the largest of its kind in the country.
Sit here out of the breeze?
Huh?
Do you want to sit right here out of the breeze?
I don't
Sure.
want. It doesn't matter, but you should be here taking the picture.
You want to switch?
Yeah.
Okay, you slide over and I'll climb over.
I didn't think about that.
We're going to be turning on to a Lincoln Street, not named for Honest Abe, but Benjamin Harrison Lincoln. He's a Revolutionary War general and hero.
Yeah, I noticed that breeze blowing in your ears.
Oh, I still feel that feeling.
And the seat's flat anyway. You were sitting in that, Mom.
We do have some beautiful bed and breakfasts along here, including the Dresser Palmer House. I stayed there with my wife Valentine's weekend. Nice place.
Oh, beautiful.
As we drive along here, you see a lot of live oak trees lining the road. That's the state tree of Georgia, keeps its leaves year-round. Hanging from end of live oaks, you'll see some gray, stringy stuff. That is a scientific term. aka Spanish moss, which is kind of a misnomer. It's not Spanish or a moss. It's an airborne plant, a member of the pineapple family. Nothing real sweet about it, however. It does contain red bugs.